Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers, thanks for your overwhelming response to this daily cricket show, the Cricket Happening show. Uh, well, I seem to have a sort of a sore throat, but cricket is something which is very dear to me. So it doesn't matter whether I'm sick, I'm not sick. I make it a practice to come on to this daily cricket show. And well, as far as coming to this cricket show is concerned, all happening because of you, dear friends and subscribers, who have been subscribing to this cricket show in a very, very big way. A big thank you to all of you, dear friends and subscribers. Now, yesterday you would have remembered that there was the first one day international was going on between West Indies and Bangladesh, and Bangladesh were really not doing well at that stage. At that probably they had I had given you a cricket update, but today what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do a brief summary of that first one day international which happened between West Indies and Bangladesh, the first match of the one day series at Grenada, where what happened was that Bangladesh definitely struggled to put up a good score on the board, and then finally West Indies themselves were in a real spot of bother with the 5 wickets gone pretty quickly, but Dinesh Ramadhan and Kieron Pollard, Dinesh Ramadhan playing with a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and the other person, Kieron Pollard, showing some magnificent hitting that he is capable of, putting up a 145-run stand and quashing all the hopes of the Bangladeshis, and then Jason Holder finishing it off in the end with West Indies winning the first match of the one-day series by 3 wickets. So I'll be talking about that game, and today there was the final clash between South Africa and Zimbabwe, and as I said, South Africa were playing a team which was without AB de Villiers, Amla, so the big names were missing, the pace bowlers were missing, but well, it didn't really matter, as this reserve team from South Africa helped South Africa to clean sweep Zimbabwe in this series with a victory, and this was a 7-wicket victory for South Africa. So I'll be talking about that as well. So first I'm going to talk about the West Indies versus Bangladesh first one-day international. Now it's going to be a brief summary, not going into much of a detail, I would say. Well, it was. I'm going to start off from where I left off. It was 100 for 3 in 25 overs. I remember the cricket update that I gave you. But after that, as I said, everything was revolving. If you had read my comments on YouTube in that particular show yesterday, you'd have seen I said everything revolved around one man, Anamul Haq. And Anamul Haq, well, he got some company, I would say, from Nasir Hussain. Other than that, he couldn't do much. But Anamul Haq has already shown he's an opener, and he really put his head down. I thought he also handled Sunil Narine pretty well, even though all the other batsmen who were at the crease really struggled against Sunil Narine. Even though Sunil Narine was did not get a single wicket, it was the Sunil Narine's bowling itself also which really played a big part. But more than that, I thought the pace bowlers bowled well, and there was it was not good strokes played by the Bangladeshi batsmen, and Bangladesh, thanks to Anamul Haq, going on to make his 3rd one-day international century, and he played with a very I would say very cool head. I mean, normally Anamul Haq likes to play from, but even though if you look at his knock, he was still good. He made 109 runs and he was the last man out. They made 217 for 9, so it was the 9th wicket to go. And that was very important because Bangladesh were really struggling. They were losing wickets at regular intervals. At stage they were 141 for 5 when Mahmudullah was gone for 11. After that, Nasir Hussain came in, and even though what was good about this Bangladeshi thing was that Anamul Haq got the company of Nasir Hussain, who stayed there, made 26 runs, and other than that, Anamul Haq was the one who was responsible for Bangladesh at least getting to a score which could be defendable, and they finished at 217 for 9 of their 50 overs. Anamul Haq's contribution being 109 runs of 138 deliveries, 11 fours and 1 6, and 217. As far as if you looked at the Bangladeshi card, well, Anamul Haq, as I said, 109, 26 by Tamim Iqbal at the top. Imrul Kais was out for 9 of 12 balls with 1 4. Shamsur Rahman 8. This all happened when I was giving you the cricket update yesterday. The Bangladeshi captain was out for 12, Mushfiqur Rahim. Mahmudullah was out for 11, 21 balls. Nasir Hussain making 26 of 38 with 2 4s. Ghazi was out for 2. Mushraf Murtaza was out for 3, and Taskin Ahmed was not out or not. Now 217 for 9 of 50 overs was not a good score on this particular wicket. Now as far as the bowling was concerned, let's have a look at the bowling from the West Indies. Kemar Roche came into the team, but he couldn't do much. He couldn't create much of an impression. 10 overs, no maiden, none for 48 for him. Rampal got 1 for 48. In fact, he bowled very well in the initial stage, but later on got some tap from the batsman. 10 overs, 1 maiden, 148. Jason Holder, 9 overs, 1 for 39. But look at Dwayne Bravo's figures: 7 overs, no maiden, 4 wickets for 32 runs. Sunil Narine, always good as ever, 10 overs, 1 maiden, none for 29. As I said, none of the Bangladeshi batsmen could read Sunil Narine's bowling, barring Anamul Haq, who read it to a certain degree, one could say. Chris Gayle, 4 overs, 1 for 19. And now the West Indies batting started. Now for West Indies, the 217 for 9 was not a good score by Bangladesh. But let me tell you, West Indies didn't have it good either, because in their chase, they faltered. In fact, first they lost Chris Gayle's wicket as the pace bowlers, Sohail Ghazi and Mushraf Murtaza started the bowling operations, bowling 1 maiden apiece, and after that Mushraf Murtaza was the one who picked up that big wicket of Chris Gayle, caught by for 3. After that, Kirk Edwards was bowled round his legs by Mahmudullah for 10 of 32 balls with no 4, and then they lost Dwayne Bravo to a ball which was not a ball that was a wicket-taking delivery, which was bowled by Al-Amin Hussain, the pace bowler, who was the most successful bowler yesterday. Al-Amin Hussain bowled a rank bad delivery, but it fetched him a wicket as Dwayne Bravo attempted a stroke and he was caught behind for 7. And then Lendl Simmons was sent to the pavilion, caught behind of Al-Amin Hussain for a duck. And like West Indies innings was really tottering at that stage at 22 for 4, and then there were more problems for West Indies when the captain Dwayne Bravo was sent into the pavilion. Dwayne Bravo was gone, caught by Sohail Ghazi of the bowling of Al-Amin Hussain for 5, and that really was ringing a lot of alarm bells for the West Indies, and Bangladesh would have probably said that they had a chance. But as you know, as long as Kieron Pollard was there, and Dinesh Ramdin nowadays is a very good batsman. He has definitely become, he's the captain too of test matches, if I'm not wrong, or the one-day international, I'm not really sure about that, but Dinesh Ramdin played with a lot of responsibility, and at a time when Bangladesh could have really gone for the jugular at 34 for 5, they were forced by this partnership between Dinesh Ramdin, the wicketkeeper batsman, who made 74 runs of 76 balls with 6 fours and 1 6, but Kieron Pollard on the other hand was mixing up everything, but he was playing a fine hand for West Indies, and as and when any loose opportunity was presenting itself, Kieron Pollard was going slam bang at the delivery and was depositing it over the ropes, and that's what precisely was doing. So it was a very good partnership, a very sensible partnership. It was very important for West Indies that this was the most recognized. Even though Jason Holder was there, I thought this was the last recognized pair for West Indies, if at all West Indies were to actually win the match. And I would say this particular pair definitely delivered the goods, because that 145 run partnership for the 6th wicket really hurt Bangladesh chances, and West Indies recovered from a score of 34 for 5 in the 14th over to a very respectable 179. When that was the time, Kieron Pollard was dismissed. Al-Amin Hussain getting his wicket for 89 of 70 deliveries. He hit more sixes than boundaries, 6 sixes and 5 fours. And it was Dinesh Ramadin who was the wicket was gone. The 145 run stand was broken when Sohag Ghazi clean bowled Dinesh Ramadin for 74. Well, it became 179 for 6, and when the score had actually reached the 200 mark, Kieron Pollard was a victim of Al-Amin Hussain for 89 of 70 balls, 5 fours and 6 sixes. And then suddenly there was a bit of a pressure when Kieron Pollard departed at 201 for 7. With even though Jason Holder is an all-rounder, still there were only tail-enders to come with the company of tail-enders, and probably West Indies. There was still 16, I think it was 18 runs still to get. Even though overs were there was a bit of a tension in the air for the West Indies. But Jason Holder was the one who didn't allow any tension to really take the better of West Indies, as he spanked 3 boundaries in an unbeaten knock of 22 of 15 balls with 3 boundaries, and Sunil Narine was not out on 3, and West Indies slowly got over the line in the 40th over with the score reading 219 for 7, and thus it was a 3-wicket victory for the West Indies, and West Indies took a 1-0 lead in the 3-match one-day series against Bangladesh. Well, as far as the bowling was concerned, Al-Amin Hussain was most successful, 8.4 overs, no maiden, 51 runs and 4 wickets for him. Ghazi 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 46. Mashrafe Murtaza 8 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 22, bowled superbly, I thought. Mahmudullah 4 overs, 1 for 20. Taskin Ahmed was pretty costly, 7 overs, none for 46. 2 overs for 20 for Nasir Hussain, and Shamsul Rahman bowled 1 over for 13 runs. And Kieron Pollard, for that wonderful display of batting that he did to take West Indies out of the woods, was named man of the match. So that is as far as that match is concerned. Now we go on to the next match, which was between today. This was the match which was played today between South Africa and Zimbabwe. And for South Africa, as I said, they were playing a reserve team. They had given chances to all the new players, like we saw new pace bowlers. We saw 2 debutants in Riley Rosu and Thoko Shezezi. The pace bowler from South Africa, as I spoke to you about yesterday, his name is Shezi, who created quite a stir in Australia, as I said, in an under-19 World Cup, or under-19 match, I suppose. Now, South Africa, well, they were the ones who were really on the top, and it was Zimbabwe who had to actually win this match to save face, but they couldn't do that. South Africa won the toss and put in Zimbabwe, and let me tell you, Zimbabwe's, as far as the tail goes, the Zimbabwe didn't have it easy either. In fact, they really struggled right from the word go, and it was only a very good knock which was played by Elton Chigumbura, the Zimbabwean captain, who really showed a lot of maturity, in the sense he is the captain of the one-day international. He showed a lot of responsibility in shouldering the innings, and nurtured the Zimbabwe to a score that was not really, I wouldn't say it's a defendable target, but at least he got a semblance of respectability to the score, even though Zimbabwe were rounded for 165. Now, Masakadza was the first to go. LBW bowled Abbott for 4, but Chigumbura, as I said, really what he did is he first did not attempt anything rash. He normally is a player who is a very instinctive player who likes to hit the ball, but here Elton Chigumbura really buckled to the task, as Zimbabwe were really struggling at that stage because they had lost both the openers pretty quickly. And one good thing that Elton Chigumbura did, and let me tell you, the Richmond Mutumbami, the wicketkeeper batsman who was promoted to open the innings for the 3rd time in this one-day series, that experiment has drastically failed. He was out for a duck, and the wicket takers were Kyle Abbott, who took Masakadza's wicket, and Mutumbami, who was out for a duck. After that, there was a brief revival when suddenly runs cascaded from the blade of Sikandar Raza, who made a stroke-filled 30 of just 24 balls with 7 well-hit boundaries. He first had Parnell put through mid-wicket for a boundary. He smoked De Longe through the cover region for a 4, and then turned his attention towards Ryan McLaren when he actually carved him for 3 fours in a single over, and Sikandar Raza made 30 of 24 balls with 7 fours, with the partnership yielding 51 pretty quick runs, and the share of Sikandar Raza being 30 before he was out to McLaren. Elton Chigumbura was there. Sean Williams briefly resisted to make 17 runs along with Chigumbura, in the sense he made 17 in that partnership for the 4th wicket, which took the score to 89 before Sean Williams was gone bowled by Arun Fungiso for 17. After that, it was all Elton Chigumbura, because there was nobody who could support Elton Chigumbura. Malcolm Bowler was out for 2, Jongwe was out for 2, Utsaya for 2, Nimbu for a duck, Kamangozi for a 1, Panyangra stood out there, but Elton Chigumbura, once he saw that when the last batsman came into bat, he realized that till such time Chigumbura had played in a very, very restrained manner, because he knew the first option for Zimbabwe was to play out the full quota of 50 overs. But even though he tried his best, and then finally trying to get some momentum and trying to probably get Zimbabwe to a good score, he perished after trying for a big hit. And finally Elton Chigumbura, after playing a fine hand of 90 runs, and this was also incidentally his highest score in one-day international cricket career, Elton Chigumbura bowled by De Longe for 90 of 122 balls with 10 fours and 2 sixes, and the 2 sixes that he hit was of the bowler Ryan McLaren, when the slower bouncers were deposited over the ropes by Elton Chigumbura. Bowling, Kyle Abbott 6 overs 1 for 21. Merchant De Longe coming into international cricket after a gap of probably 30 months. 7.5 overs, no maiden, 31 runs and 3 wickets, the most successful bowler there. Ryan McLaren was really taken to the cleaners today. 6 overs 1 for 53 for him. Wayne Parnell 8 overs 2 for 33, bowling a very good line. Shazy also got his first wicket in one-day in international cricket, as he bowled 6 overs 2 maidens, 8 runs and 1 wicket. So he was absolutely right on the mark there. Around Fungiso 6 overs 1 maiden, 1 for 13. Now, as far as South Africa were concerned, the score was a paltry 165, and for South Africa, all eyes were on that very, very talented player, Really Rozu. But unfortunately, Quinton de Kock played the first delivery, and after that, Really Rozu, who was making his one-day international debut, was out without even facing. In fact, he just faced a single delivery, and he was gone. As he tried to, probably he was in his eagerness to actually get off the mark in international cricket, he lost his wicket as he was run out for a knot, which was pretty sad, because Really Rozu was drafted. He got into the team basically for seeing how he could do, because he's a very, very talented player from South Africa, a wonderful stroke maker to watch. When I've seen him in the Champions League T20, he has played absolutely superbly, but Really Rozu unfortunately missed upon that opportunity. He was gone for naught, and after that it was du Plessis, the captain, who played a very, very quick innings of 40 of 33 balls with 8 fours. But on the other hand, Quinton de Kock was staying at the wicket, and he was entertaining the crowd with his wonderful array of strokes that he normally plays. And he contributed 84 of 75 balls with 7 fours and 2 sixes without much fuss. And then finally Dumini, who brought the winning hit with a 6 of the bowling of the Radamos spinner John Nimbu, contributed an unbeaten 28 of 45 balls with 1 6. David Miller was not out on 13 of 11 with 2 fours, and that was it. In fact, South Africa had a very, very comfortable victory by 7 wickets. Thus South Africa making a clean sweep of the series, 3-0. And looking at the bowling figures as far as the Zimbabweans were concerned, Panyangra 6 overs 1 for 39, Jongwe bowled 5 overs for 30. Yes, one thing that I would like to tell you, dear fans and subscribers, today Zimbabwe made a very big change in the lineup, which was pretty surprising. Brendan Taylor, who was already, as you know, his captaincy has been given. The captaincy has been given to Elton Chigumbura. and he actually was dropped today after making only 20 runs in 2 innings, which was a bit of a surprise because I thought he's the most experienced player in this Zimbabwean lineup, but he was dropped today. So none for 30. Kamungozi was very costly, 1 for 32. 3 was none for 32. John Nimbu 5.2 overs, no made, none for 33. Sean Williams 2 overs, 1 made, and 1 run and 1 wicket. Utsaya bowled 6 overs for 36. And Quinton de Kock was declared the man of the match and the man of the series. Now, dear fans and subscribers, Zimbabwe has to really pull up their socks, because as you know, from 27th of August onwards, in Zimbabwe, the tri-series is about to start. Today, Australia are landing in Zimbabwe, so it is going to be a tri-series between South Africa, Australia and Zimbabwe. And I'm only worried that Zimbabwe, whether what are they going to do, because to the way they have played against South Africa, but definitely one gets the feeling that there are going to be two kingpins. They're going to be actually facing two kingpins countries like South Africa and Australia, and I'm sure it's probably going to be one-sided unless Zimbabwe can really bring their best performance to the fore. It's going to be very difficult. So as you know, the tri-series is going to be starting between South Africa, Australia and Zimbabwe, and the first match it will be starting on 27th of August and 27th of August. Now the first match of the tri-series which is going to be starting, and well, Zimbabwe, as I said, they have to pull up their socks and they have to really do something special to really win against South Africa or Australia. So on this note, dear fans and subscribers, your host Ram would like to end the cricket show for today by saying goodbye. Thank you.